So in our lifetime, we will be faced with a lot of different situations, obstacles, and people we have to overcome in order to better ourselves. So we have to really learn how to stand behind our beliefs and not let people's choices or opinions of us get us down. So John Wayne said, "Never apologize and never explain. It's a sign of weakness." So I had to think of this in a past, present, and future sense. In the past, when we were kids, if you don't have siblings, you might think of this as maybe a younger relative or just a little friend or someone. You get into a lot of arguments. And when you're a child, it's not really if you're right or if you're wrong, but that you have to win. You're not going to give an explanation as to why you're right. You're not going to try to explain why you're right. You just want to be right. That's it. I think that translates a lot. It translates a lot into how we are today, not necessarily with our siblings, but more likely with our parents or with our schoolwork. We like to go out. We like to stay out late. We go out to parties, or we have stuff to do for school, essays. If a parent tells you, "Why did you come home late last night?" You don't want to be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, let me explain what happened. Let me tell you this, let me tell you that." Because it shows a sign of weakness. It shows that you're immature, that you're not an adult, that they're putting you back in that sense of when you were a child, that you're just trying to be proven right, that they're taking away kind of that maturity from you. This can also be translated into a future sense with our careers or with our spouses. If you don't stand behind the decisions you make when you're in your career, people will begin to doubt you. So if you, say, make a business plan, and then something happens with that business plan, then you're like, wait, let me explain what happened. No, wait, I'm sorry, let me explain what happened. Then those business partners, those coworkers, your boss is going to be like, "Well, what are you talking about? Do you know what you're talking about?" Like, they're going to start doubting you. They're going to start doubting that you can actually do what you say you're going to do, and then it's going to make you look worse in the eyes of your coworkers, and people aren't going to trust you in order to do that. Same thing with your spouse. If you're explaining a lot, they're going to think you're doing something sketchy, or you're going out with people you shouldn't be going out with. So it might bring a lot of conflict into your life that you don't really need. So in conclusion, we should never apologize and never explain, because it is a source of weakness. When we were children, we didn't want to explain because you just want to be right. When you're in the present sense, you don't want to explain your decisions because you don't want to be made look like a child. You don't want to be made look to be immature. And in our future sense, we can't doubt our decisions, because then we're doubting ourselves, and then that makes us look bad in not only the eyes of the people around us, but it'll make us look bad in our own eyes, because we should be able to stand up for what we think we believe in.
No, don't give it back to me. That's your souvenir for the rest of the day. There you go.
Souvenir.
I'll go right now. If I get that topic, we'll go this way.
$1 away. It goes up every time you ask.
All right, Josie, I thought you had a good, thoughtful statement at the beginning of the speech that led pretty effectively to your topic and the thesis. You identify what the topic is with the quote. Your thesis, I think, needs to be a little bit sharper, but it seems like you're generally agreeing with that point. You had a good preview of what the content was going to be. On the individual points, I thought on the first point, it was a little bit thin. You had a good example, but it's not really developed very much with much that's memorable about it. The second and the third points you did a better job on. You seemed a little bit more relaxed and able to kind of find tangible things, probably because those are real things that are going on in your life. I still think you could use particular examples on each of those points. On the presentation issues, I think that you're pretty effective as you're speaking. You're projecting your voice well. There's pretty good variety. It seemed like it was moving along smoothly. I thought you had some good indicators while you were speaking. Occasionally the topic in your hands is a little distracting, but it's a minimal sort of thing. Let me see, you looked animated while you were speaking. I thought you had pretty solid eye contact with the audience. Once in a while you looked off in the corners, but that was just momentarily, so I don't think it's something to worry about, just something that kept you from being quite perfect. Like I said, I think you looked natural while you were speaking. I didn't see any obvious signs of anxiety. I thought you had an excellent summary at the end of the speech, which is, makes it clear that you are also finished too. All right, thank you.
Bravo.